What's good, everybody? We are back again. And we are here in trade season. And trade season is kicking off. We got 2 more days left, but today was a real crazy day. We're going to talk about the CJ McCollum trade later on, but right now, this Tyrese Halliburton trade to the Pacers got the whole world going crazy. So the details of the trade: the Pacers are trading Domantas Sabonis, Jeremy Lamb, and funny thing is, in Ward's initial tweet, he said Jeremy Lamb twice. So it was like the Pacers are trading Domantas Sabonis, Jeremy Lamb, and Jeremy Lamb to the Sacramento Kings, but they're actually trading Domantas Sabonis, Jeremy Lamb, and Justin Holiday, who is not vaccinated, so I don't think he can play with the Kings in home games. And they're trading for Tyrese Halliburton, Buddy Hield, and Tristan Thompson. Now, this trade set the world off. This trade makes absolutely no sense for the Kings, but we'll talk about them later. The Pacers, they're finally doing what everybody wanted them to do for the longest time. They are finally rebuilding. That's exciting, bro. I'm not mad at it. They're finally rebuilding, and they actually have a core piece to rebuild with. To trade Domantas Sabonis and get a future star like Tyrese Halliburton is amazing for them. They have a future star point guard, and then you pair him up with a guy like Chris Duarte, who fits everything that Tyrese really doesn't have. A score first type of guy, a shooter that can play off ball, on ball, a D-Book S type player, even though they're the same age. I've been saying this for a long time. Chris Duarte and D-Book remind me so much of each other. Them two in the backcourt are going to be an exciting backcourt for the future. And then with them, they're rebuilding. They're tanking in the rest of the season. They traded a lot of players. Hopefully they trade Miles Turner. So they're going to be bad for the rest of the season. They're already bad with all the players that they had. So in the offseason, you got the potential to get the first overall pick and get a guy like a Jabari Smith or Paolo Banchero. Get the hometown kid and Jaden Ivey, who's from Indiana. You can get him. You can pair him next to Tyrese Halliburton. And Chris Duarte is tall enough and long enough to play the 3, so you can put him at the 3. They got a lot of options they can do, man. And then, especially in the offseason, if this whole Miles Turner thing doesn't work out, because I don't think he's getting traded today or tomorrow. The day after that. So if that doesn't work out, you can trade him in the offseason. Teams have been wanting Miles Turner for years. So you're going to get a lot of offers from him. And then Malcolm Brogdon, he can't get traded for the rest of the season, so don't expect him to get traded this trade deadline. But in the offseason, a lot of teams are going to be asking for a Malcolm Brogdon type player. So this is how you start a rebuild, and I'm happy that they finally decided to start this rebuild. And to start it with Tyrese Halliburton, like, I know you guys are watching his highlights behind me, man. Tyrese Halliburton is nice, bro. He's showing his ass this year. With De'Aaron Fox missing a lot of time, Tyrese Halliburton got to show a lot of his potential. You're going to see it, man. The dude is taking off. And to have a point guard like him, a very smart point guard that can literally do everything on the court, that's going to mean a lot for the team in the future. And that's the building block. Him and Chris Duarte and Isaiah Jackson. Him and Isaiah Jackson going to be really good in that pick and roll. But that's the building block. A couple things I'm going to pray for tonight. One, that my family stays safe. That my YouTube takes off. And that the Sacramento Kings get traded or something. Like the whole organization. Just find a way to get out of Sacramento, because whoever is running this team does not know what the fuck to do. De'Aaron Fox has been here for 4 years, and he's having his worst year. I believe that his rookie year was even way better than this year. He's having his worst year. He doesn't look like he's engaged with the team at all. I know he's the best player on the team, but he doesn't want to be on this team at all. I don't blame him. Sacramento, they're never winning. He doesn't want to be on this team at all. But for you to trade your 11th overall pick of last year, who's been playing like the third and second best rookie of his class, for you to trade him and keep a guy that doesn't want to be there, it makes no sense. You can see it. You can say De'Aaron Fox never say he doesn't want to be there. You can look at how the motherfucker is playing. He does not want to be there. I promise you, he does not want to be there. Now, I understand. You pair him up with an all-star, Domantas Sabonis. I'm not here to bash him at all. Domantas Sabonis is one of the best players in this league, one of the most versatile, underrated players in this league. A walking double-double who can also assist, and he's able to stretch the floor. I wouldn't label him as a stretch big. That's something that a lot of fans kind of mix up, a stretch big compared to a player that can just shoot a little bit. Like Domantas Sabonis, he can hit a couple threes, but I wouldn't label him as a stretch big. But when you look at his fit for this team, it doesn't fit. they're going to be rolling out a lineup. Let's say they make no trades the rest of the trade deadline. They're rolling out a lineup of De'Aaron Fox. Now you got to start Davion Mitchell. So Davion Mitchell at the 2. Harrison Barnes. Domantas Sabonis. Rashad Holmes. Who's shooting the ball on this team? Name me a shooter in that lineup. You can say Harrison Barnes because he shoots like, 38%? That's it. Everybody else is below league average in three-point shooting. That trade makes no sense for them, and they're still trying to trade De'Aaron Fox, which I hope they can do because, like I said, free De'Aaron Fox. But if they don't do that, I don't think it's going to fit. Yes, you got all the names, so, it should fit. But, no, it's not. De'Aaron's been playing bad. Rashawn Holmes has barely been playing. He's getting hurt a lot. That just doesn't make sense. And then for him, Domantas Sabonis, he's going to hoop. He's going to be there. He's always there. But, what was the need of trading your future star in Tyrese Halliburton? It makes absolutely no sense. If you go on Twitter, Tyrese Halliburton's name, I'm pretty sure it's trending. I know Sacramento Kings is trending. They had a whole Sacramento Kings Twitter space, and you can hear the fans' disappointment. You can see their Reddit, they were so mad. Sacramento Kings Reddit is the place to be at right now. They were super mad because it doesn't make sense, bro. We heard the rumors of De'Aaron Fox or Domantas Sabonis swap like a month ago. But for them to trade Tyrese, that made no sense. Because if you had a Tyrese, Domantas Sabonis, man, y'all would have been rocking. Y'all would have been rocking. And Tyrese, I tweeted this when the news first came out a month ago. Damn, that was a tough dunk in the background. I'm sorry, I never seen that before. That was a tough dunk by Justin Holiday. But a Tyrese and Domantas Sabonis pick and roll would literally have the league in shambles, bro. You wouldn't be able to guard that. But you traded Tyrese and kept De'Aaron Fox. Makes no sense. But I'm not going to keep harping on this, saying the same thing. Let's get into the other trade that happened. Yeah, I want to get with you. I ain't spending no 6 minutes on this. This next trade that we have right now is the Portland Trail Blazers sending C.J. McCollum, Tony Snell, and Larry Nance to the New Orleans Pelicans for Josh Hart, Tomas Satoransky, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, Didi Louzada, future first-round pick, and a future second-round pick for the Blazers. This trade for both teams, I love it. Do I really love it for the Blazers? I don't know. Actually, I don't love it for the Blazers. For the Blazers, I'm kind of questioning it. Actually, you get a cool piece in Josh Hart. It really doesn't matter for this team though because they're going to be tanking for the rest of the year. So you would love to trade CJ for a real solidified young player. You didn't really get that. Nickeil Alexander-Walker, he's cool, but I wouldn't say he's a solidified young player. Didi Louzada, he hasn't really played in the NBA at all. Tomas Satoransky, that's just in there for the contract. They didn't really get that much. Maybe the picks turned out to something. But like I said, I never really found picks as this huge thing when it comes to trades. I think they definitely lost this trade, and I think they definitely could have got way more. So I'm not going to focus on them too much. When you look at the Pelicans, man, I love this move for them. They're actually trying to make the playoffs this year. They still have fans believing that Zion's coming back this year. The dude's not coming back. But with him not coming back, this team is still in the fight for the play-in. Shout out to Brandon Ingram. He should have been an all-star replacement. Same thing with Jared Allen. I didn't say that, but he definitely should have made it. But shout out to what was I just talking about? Shout out to C.J. McCollum for getting traded to the team. I love the fit. Him and Brandon Ingram, they should play off each other really well. I definitely would love for Willie Green to start Brandon Ingram at the 1. They don't really have a real point guard. Brandon Ingram is their best playmaker by far. Putting him at the 1 and then having CJ at the 2, you can't bench Herb. And to me, for this team that lacks shooting, you cannot bench Larry Nance. Not saying he's out here as a sniper, but he's a big that's able to stretch the floor. So a lineup of Brandon Ingram, C.J. McCollum, Herb Jones, Larry Nance, and Jonas Valanciunas, that will help y'all out on both sides of the floor because they don't really have a lot of defense. Herb Jones would have been just their defense. But now you add a guy like Larry Nance who's also on the defensive side. That fits perfectly. And then you have a point guard in Brandon Ingram. He wouldn't be labeled as a point guard, but I believe he can play that point guard position. And I love the backcourt of him and C.J. McCollum if that was to happen because you see the Devontae Graham's numbers. They're not there. They're not. The dude's shooting 36% from the field and 34 from three. They're not there. So they need to start Brandon Ingram at that one. It fits perfectly for this team. And then you have a Larry Nance like there. He's not going to clog the paint for nobody. He's going to be out there spreading the floor. And you already know Herb Jones. Herb Jones has been doing his thing this whole season. Now, what I hope for the Pelicans is I hope they're not done with trading. They still got a couple pieces they can probably trade. Willie Hernangomez, Gary Temple. A lot of people will love a vet. Yeah, I hope they're not done because I think this is a way this team can get even better. There's other guys, other names out there. They can go out there and try to get a Malik Beasley. Attach a couple first-round picks or a first-round pick to go out there and try to get more shooters. Because that's something they're definitely going to need while they're making this push to go to the playoffs. But as of right now, man, they won this trade by a large margin. I really love the C.J. McCollum fit, especially in SBI. I don't believe Zion's coming back. Actually, I know he's not coming back. But if he does, that will make it even more better, even more sweeter. So, other than that, man, trade deadline has been really exciting as of late, and hopefully it gets better. We still got other names out there, Jeremy Grant, like I said, Malik Beasley, Josh Richardson. We got this whole Harden and Simmons thing, so we'll see. Other than that, peace out.